Cat Who Ate the Canary. Written by Count von Vestra. Read by Arashi. Is he still missing? Ferdinand asks, looking into his teacup. The liquid casts his reflection, and he can't tear his eyes away from it, as he sits at the small garden table that has been placed in the corner of his room with 2 chairs, one for him, and one for his father to sit at whenever he came to visit, which wasn't very often at all.
He is. I wonder why you care so much about that wretch,
Ludwig says, before taking another sip of his own tea and humming to himself. Ferdinand has to bite back the anger bubbling inside of him. An angered hiss wants to pass through his lips, but he remains ever so silent, though his grip on his cup tightens just a fraction.
He was last seen in Alliance territory. It won't be long until he's found and captured.
Ludwig continues, ignoring his son and the look that has settled onto his face.
He can't run forever. We all know he's trying to make his way back to the Empire, to Enbar, as we speak. Just because he's a Vestra doesn't make him cleverer than Thales or his kind.
You don't give him enough credit, Ferdinand says, barely above a whisper. Hubert is smarter than all of you combined. The Duke shoots him a pointed glare.
Don't be stupid,
he hisses, and places his teacup down.
That boy will turn up, and we will catch him. He may be the Marquis, but we have ways on correcting him.
Ferdinand's chest tightens, and his jaw shuts tightly. What do you mean, father? Do not tell me you wish to give him the same fate as Edelgard, the way you made her, the way she acted the last time I saw her.
Oh dear, no, Ludwig chuckles. I assure you it's nothing like that. I imagine whatever Thales plans for that boy will be much more different.
You will not catch him, Ferdinand states sharply. He would never allow such a thing.
Oh, Ferdinand, how dense are you? Ludwig questions, sounding disappointed. Do you really think he'd just abandon his precious emperor here? Edelgard is his duty and oath. He'd never just flee.
He'll kill you all before allowing himself to be captured. Another pointed glare, and Ludwig shakes his head.
He will be dead before we let him out of here alive.
Ferdinand wants to stand up, kick his chair back, and get in his father's face, a truly ignoble thing he'd never usually want to do. But his one wrist is tied down to the arm of the chair, his opposite ankle similar. Even so, his body jolts a little, as if he tries to execute the action but is stopped short.
Ah! Don't even try.
Ludwig laughs.
You could have been a great asset to this reforming empire, but you chose to deny our welcome. What a pity. You could have been out there fighting with us, maybe even capturing your poor little Marquis yourself. But you chose this way, and now you will never see him again.
Before Ferdinand can bark anything in return, there's a knock on the door. Ludwig walks over and swings it open, staring up at the much taller soldier.
What is it?
The Duke asks bitterly. We have had a sighting of Marquis Vestra, my lord. He is in Empire territory and making his way to Enbar. The soldier reports in a monotone, detached voice. He used to be part of Hubert's battalion, left behind because of an injury inflicted on him during a mission. And now he was reporting to Duke Aegir, being forced to snitch on his commander. A wicked grin appears on Ludwig's face, and he nods.
Good. Send troops to try and capture him and bring him to Thales immediately. We don't have any more time to waste. Go!
The soldier nods hesitantly, before turning away. At the same time the door is closed, the Duke turns to look at his son.
He will be here before you know it, my son. And when he's captured, Thales will make sure he is corrected for his behavior, put in his place, and used as an asset like he should have been in the first place. He will see what happens when you step out of line. A fire burns in Ferdinand's chest.
Don't you dare fucking touch him!
He is immediately cut off by a stinging slap to his face, pulling away immediately and pressing his hand to his cheek, stunned, panting, not looking up at his father, who now wore an angered expression.
Do not talk to me like that, boy!
Ludwig nearly shrieks, before grabbing Ferdinand by the face and forcing him to make eye contact.
Whatever you say against me will reflect how we deal with your precious Marquis once we have him. The more you talk, the more you fight, the more pain he will feel. This could all be painless, as long as you keep your stupid mouth shut!
Ferdinand flinches back and feels like he could be sick. He can't be the reason Hubert goes through unnecessary pain. He can't allow his ignorant mouth to allow Hubert to be hurt even further. But he has to keep believing that Hubert will be able to avoid any attack, slip past without being seen again. Maybe this is the plan. Let them see he's back in the Empire. Let them know he's near, but far away so the defenses at the palace are lower. Slip in.
I protected you from Thales's wrath, and now all you have to do is behave like a good boy. Got it?
Ludwig hisses.
If you behave, maybe I can convince Thales not to hurt that boy more than necessary. Every time you act out of line, I will tell Thales to remove one of his fingernails, one of his eyes, his teeth. Do not act like I won't, child.
A hot tear runs down Ferdinand's face, down his bruising cheek, and he nods.
Yes, father. I understand.